Hello class and welcome back. For our final project this semester, we're going to be working inside of InDesign and specifically working with InDesign templates. Now, templates are commonly used whenever you have something like a standard layout or maybe a similar file for something like a newsletter or community bulletin or any other item that you're going to be using over and over again. When you create a template, you can create it the same way as as a standard InDesign file with text and images and graphics. Except when you save it this time, you can use that as a starting point going forward instead of having to recreate your work each and every time you open or want to start a new or similar project. So, this project is going to be structured a little bit differently than our others. The first part of this project is going to be working with how to fix common errors that come up when maybe opening someone else's template that another designer or another agency provided you, and also how to set up and make template changes going forward for new InDesign files. So first, make sure that you have your student file set up in an easy to find place. For me, that's in my WIP folder under HeartSmart, and you can see I've got a couple other files here, but you will just have the heartsmart.indt and the December folder. So we're going to start with that. So to get started, just come in here and click heartsmart.indt, and you can see right off the bat, InDesign's smart enough to tell us there's an error. In this case, it's a linking error. It's saying we have 2 missing links and 1 modified link. And we'll go into what those mean in just a moment. For now, just click Don't Update Links. And again, InDesign is telling us we have another error. In this case, it is missing a font and is looking for ATC Collada. Now, in older versions of InDesign, if you're using CS6 or CS5, the Creative Cloud icon won't be here. This may look a little bit different for you. But if you are using the demos available from Creative Cloud and from Adobe.com, you will have this Creative Cloud icon here, and it'll ask you if you want to try to search for it or anything like that. For now, just click Close, and we'll deal with this again in just a moment. So right off the bat, we have our blank page, and nothing's here. Now, in just a moment ago, I talked about how templates were used to create InDesign files that already contain graphics or images that you use over and over again for the same purpose. So where is it? Well, you can come up here and you can see we have 3 tabs open already. Our Links tab, our Layers tab, and then our Pages tab. Inside our Pages tab we have 2 more files, a front page and a back page. These are what are known as master pages. And what I mean by that is these control elements of your layout that will never change. Being a template, this is pretty standard to have the different pages in your template set up as such with an A front page and an A back page. Now, before we get started, I do want to check and see how we have this file. Even though we opened up heartsmart.indt, you can actually see that we have untitled 5 over here. And that's because we selected to open this template as a new file and not the base template file by itself. So to make sure we do that, we're going to close this out, hit Don't Save, go to File, Open. And here we're going to make sure that Open Original is checked. Now once you've done that, you can come over to heartsmart.indt and click Open. And again, easy same warning, so we're going to not update our links. And we are not going to find the font as of now. So here, same file, but you notice this time that we actually have our heartsmart.indt file, and we can make changes to the template and know that they'll be saved for all future versions of the template that we use. So, to start, we're going to relink our links over here. You can see we have 2 different versions. We have this nameplategray.ai file, and you see it has a 2 beside it. That means it's been used twice in this document, and it has kind of this red stop sign looking icon with a question mark. This means that it's completely missing and that InDesign has no idea where it is or where it exists. Right below that we have this backborder.tiff file. Now this icon's a little bit different. It looks more like a caution sign with an exclamation point. When you hover over it, you can see this says modified. Double click to update. What this means is InDesign can find the file, but it's not in the exact same place it was before, and I'll show you how to fix those in just a moment. So we're going to go back to our Pages tab, and we're going to make sure that we open the A front page. And here we see that we have 2 issues that we can see right off the bat. One, this is our missing graphic for HeartSmart, and then we also have this text, which this uses the missing font we saw just a little bit ago. We'll take care of the font issue first, and to take care of that, we're going to come here and double click. Just one thing to notice is anytime you have a missing font in an InDesign file, it'll always be highlighted with this kind of pink background. So again, we're going to come here, just double click 2 or 3 times to highlight that entire segment, and then we're going to go to Type and find Font. Now, ATC Collada does not exist. You won't be able to find it in your resource files, and it was created for the specific purpose of learning how to replace a font. So to do that, what we're going to do is just select ATC Collada, and we're actually going to come in here, and you can see if you don't have this panel up, you have this More Info, Less panel, or More Info, Less Info button that you can click to show or hide this panel with different font information. Here you can see things like the PostScript name, the style, where it's supposed to be, where it is, and what pages it's used on. In our case, we're really just more concerned with taking this font and replacing it with one that we want to replace it with. In this case, ATC Oak Normal Regular. So to do that, you're going to come down here to this Replace With. We're going to type in ATC Oak Normal, and we're going to make sure Regular is specified. So I'm just going to click the drop down, and we have ATC Oak, font style regular. We have everything set correctly here, and then we can just hit Change All. You can see that our ATC Collada disappears, and if you look at our document, it is now highlighted in black and not pink. And if we hit Done and click to the side, you can see that we no longer have that pink outline, and if we click inside here to look at the font, we can see that it is indeed ATC Oak Normal. So fonts, pretty simple to change, but something to keep in mind, especially if you're trading off files with other designers back and forth. This may be an issue you run into. Now, for the logo, you can see we have this gray version of the logo. Obviously, we're working in a color document, so that's probably why we can't find the original link. So to fix this, we're going to go over to our links panel, and we're going to come down here to nameplate gray, the one that's highlighted. And the reason this is highlighted is because I can select my file, and it'll highlight the corresponding file here in my links panel. Just double click on your red stop sign icon, and we're going to come in here to our December folder and click nameplate color.ai. and click Open. So you can see that our nameplate color has been selected and is placed in here, and everything is adjusted. So quickly, we're just going to save this file. Let's see, we're going to make sure, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to File, Save, make sure that this is saved as HeartSmart and that it is saved as a template. Click Save, and click Replace. And this replaces your base one with your updated template. Now we're going to go back over to our Pages panel, and we're going to go to our back page. Here is where we can find our modified link and the other logo that we need to update. You can see that the font itself has already been updated in both pages from what we did on the previous master page. So to update a modified link is much simpler than updating a missing link. All you have to do is just come over to here, click it once, and you can see that now our image is in color, and if you go back to the links panel, it has been updated with the correct path. Again, updating modified links is much simpler than adjusting missing links. One-click process, and it's finished. So now to replace this logo, we're going to come down here. We'll repeat the same steps we did with the last missing logo. Double-click on the stop sign, come through here, select nameplate color.ai, and hit Open. Alright, so once you've done that, you can hit Save, and we have saved our heartsmart.indt file, and we're ready to move on to the next part of the project. So for us, this means that we're going to be adjusting the column width and sizes inside of this document. So I'm starting here on page 496, if you want to follow along, and we're going to go back to the A front page. Now, the scenario here is that maybe we've used this template in the past and there were some adjustments or some feedback that we got from either our readers or from our boss, or maybe either another design team of things that they would like to see adjusted. For us, in this case, it means adjusting the particular number of columns from maybe a 4-column layout to a 3-column layout, which obviously would change the layout and how the text flows throughout the document, maybe makes it a little bit easier to read. So to do that is, again, very simple. We're just going to make sure that our A front page is selected, and we're going to go to Layout, Margins and Columns. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the margins should stay the same, and we're going to go down here to Columns. change this to 3, and change the gutter to 0.2, and in quote for inches. And you can see down here, we have a couple different things going on. Our purple lines are our margins and columns. Our blue lines are actually our text. There's actually our text box that had these columns already pre-set up, and we're going to look at how to adjust those in just a moment. But we now have our new 3-column margin layout laid in, so we're just going to click OK. And now we're going to come in here and click on our text box. So you'll know you're in your text box if you see this little script file right here, kind of icon, and if the whole thing's outlined in blue. To change the options here, you're going to either hit Command B, or you're going to right click and go to text frame, let's see, text frame options. Here we're going to change the number to the exact same as last time. Again, number of columns to 3, and width and gutter to 0.2, and this time I'm just going to type IN because it gets the same effect. We're going to select preview, and you see now everything lines up fine on our screen, and we can hit OK. Alright, so at this point we have adjusted everything for the front page. They have also requested changes for the back master page, so let's go there and check that out. Do be sure to save your file in between. Make sure you're keeping up with all the changes. So now we're on the back file, and this time we're going to change our layout to 2 columns with a 0.2 inch gutter and the bottom margin to 5.25 inches. To do that, same thing as last time. I'm going to zoom out real quick so you can get a better idea of what's going on. We go to layout, margins and columns. We're going to change bottom to 5.25. And you can see that moves it up here. We're going to change number of columns to 2, and we're going to change the gutter to 0.2. Alright, and so what's going on here is, since this newsletter looks like it is folded and sent out, we're making room for our postage, and since we don't need our margins to extend that far, we know exactly where our fold line is and also where our 2-column layout for our table on the back end is going to go. So just click OK, save, and at this point we are going to create a new text frame from scratch, so we have one in our template for this back page. And we are going to drag, and you'll see that your text box will actually lock into your margins. So we're going to let it do that. And now we're going to go to Command B, or again, right click, text frame options. We're going to change number of columns to 0. And we're going to change our gutter to 0.2. And you can see, just like our text frame on our previous page, this is now completely lined up. We're going to hit OK, save. And there we go. We have created we have adjusted our template, we have adjusted all the text frame options, and now we are ready to finally start creating the file itself. In the next video, I'll go through how to create a new file based on a template, how to stream in text, and how to work with different paragraph and text styles throughout your document.